In a world where social media and celebrity comments often spark heated debates, Mathew Knowles, the father of music icons Beyoncé and Solange, recently became the center of attention due to Kanye West's controversial remarks about his grandchildren, Rumi and Sir. The public controversy began when Kanye West, now known as Ye, made insensitive remarks on social media, targeting the two young children of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. His comments quickly caught the attention of fans and critics alike, sparking outrage across various platforms. What followed was a string of responses from family members and industry insiders, including Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, and her father, Mathew Knowles. Tina Knowles, who has long been known for her fierce protection of her family, was the first to speak out publicly after Kanye's remarks. She took to Instagram, where she voiced her displeasure with West's comments, expressing her deep concerns over how he was involving her grandchildren in public discourse. She pointed out the dangers of spreading negativity toward children who were not involved in the public eye in the first place. It wasn't the first time Kanye had been embroiled in a scandal of his own making, but the targeting of children, especially Beyoncé's, crossed a line that even Tina Knowles couldn't ignore. Mathew Knowles, who is no stranger to media scrutiny and controversy, also issued a statement 2 days later. While Tina had been emotional and direct in her response, Mathew's tone was more measured but equally firm. He condemned Kanye West's remarks, reiterating that no child should be subjected to the kind of negativity that West was directing at his grandkids. Mathew emphasized the importance of family unity and the need for public figures to understand the responsibility that comes with having such a wide-reaching platform. He called on Kanye to be mindful of the influence he wields, especially when it comes to vulnerable individuals like children. In his public comments, Mathew Knowles did not hold back in acknowledging the weight of the moment. He expressed his concern over Kanye's actions, but he also touched on the broader implications of the celebrity culture that allowed such comments to gain attention. He pointed out how the constant cycle of drama and conflict often obscures the real issue at hand, which was the well-being of children who had done nothing to deserve such vitriol. Mathew's words carried a sense of frustration that, despite being in the public eye for decades, certain figures still had not learned the importance of protecting the innocent from the scrutiny of fame. Beyoncé, known for her often quiet and reserved public persona, remained largely silent throughout the ordeal, as she typically does when it comes to personal matters involving her family. However, the impact of Kanye West's words on her family was undeniable. As a mother, Beyoncé's priority has always been the safety and privacy of her children, which is why she goes to great lengths to shield them from the spotlight. Her decision to remain silent, though, should not be interpreted as indifference. Rather, it was likely a deliberate move to avoid giving further attention to the controversy. However, it's clear that both Beyoncé and Mathew Knowles shared a sense of collective anger toward Kanye's actions. The underlying issue of Kanye's behavior towards Beyoncé's family, particularly her children, is not an isolated incident. West's history of controversial remarks has led to multiple public fallout moments over the years. Whether it's his infamous statement about slavery being a choice, or his public outbursts aimed at various celebrities, Kanye West has often made headlines for all the wrong reasons. His tendency to speak his mind, no matter the consequences, has earned him both a devoted following and a wide array of critics. However, his recent remarks about Rumi and Sir marked a new low, not only because of the personal nature of the comments, but because they involved children who were entirely innocent of any wrongdoing. What made the situation even more complex was Kanye's position within the music industry. As a prominent artist and cultural figure, his words carry weight. In a sense, Kanye has always been both a visionary and a provocateur, someone who knows how to captivate an audience but also stirs controversy in the process. His comments about Beyoncé's children were a clear example of this duality, his desire to remain relevant in the public eye by pushing boundaries, even when those boundaries involve crossing lines that should never be crossed. At the heart of this controversy lies a question about the ethics of public discourse. What responsibility do public figures have when it comes to their words, especially when they speak about others' children? This issue isn't just about Kanye West or the Knowles family, it's a broader question that society must grapple with. The fact that the remarks were made about two children who have not sought the spotlight and who are likely unaware of the drama unfolding around them speaks to a larger societal problem. Public figures often have the ability to shield their children from the harsh realities of fame, but the nature of modern media makes it difficult to protect them entirely. Mathew Knowles, by taking a stand, not only defended his grandchildren but also set an example of how to handle such situations with dignity and respect. He didn't engage in petty arguments or sensationalism. Instead, He calmly expressed his concerns and his hope for greater responsibility among public figures. His reaction demonstrated that, despite the often chaotic and unpredictable nature of the entertainment industry, there is still space for values like respect, family, and accountability. Interestingly, Mathew's comments also provide insight into the dynamic within the Knowles family. While Beyoncé and her sister Solange have established themselves as independent forces in the music world, Mathew Knowles has played a pivotal role in their early careers. As a former manager of Destiny's Child, he was instrumental in the success of both his daughters, shaping their careers from the very beginning. His perspective, therefore, is one that blends personal experience with a deep understanding of the industry. Mathew's voice in this debate is not just that of a father and grandfather, it's also that of someone who has been intimately involved in the workings of fame and the complexities of celebrity culture. For his part, Kanye West's response to the backlash was, predictably, a mix of defiance and introspection. He defended his right to express his opinions freely, but also seemed to acknowledge that his words had hurt people. However, his apology, if one could call it that, was far from heartfelt and felt more like an attempt to salvage his reputation rather than a genuine expression of regret. This lack of accountability is one of the main reasons why Kanye's comments have continued to draw ire. When public figures make mistakes, it is essential that they own up to them and demonstrate a willingness to learn from the fallout. Kanye's inability to do this has led to ongoing tensions between him and other figures in the entertainment industry, including the Knowles family. In the end, this incident underscores the challenges that come with navigating the complex world of celebrity, fame, and public scrutiny. For the Knowles family, it was a reminder of how vulnerable even the most private aspects of their lives are to the public gaze.